Bob Dylan emerged in the early 1960s as a powerful voice in American music. With his harmonica and guitar, he sang of social unrest and change. His music resonated with a generation disillusioned with injustice. Dylan's lyrics were poetic and provocative. He wasn't afraid to address controversial issues. This made him a significant figure in the counterculture movement. Dylan's songs often chronicled the struggles of everyday people. He gave a voice to the marginalized and oppressed. His songs spoke of poverty, war, and civil rights. Blowin' in the Wind and The Times They Are A-Changin' became anthems of the era. They challenged listeners to question authority and fight for equality. Dylan's music transcended generations. His songs continue to inspire artists today. They remind us of the power of music to raise awareness, and they encourage us to create a more just and equitable world. The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll is one of Dylan's most powerful songs. Released in 1964 on his album The Times They Are A-Changin', it tells the true story of a tragic incident. Hattie Carroll, a black barmaid, was killed by William Zantzinger. Zantzinger was a wealthy white tobacco farmer. The song highlights the racial and social injustices of the time. Dylan's lyrics are stark and unflinching. He describes the events leading up to Carroll's death. He details the court case and Zantzinger's lenient sentence. Dylan's words are filled with anger and indignation. He mourns the loss of Hattie Carroll and condemns the racism that led to her untimely demise. The song is a powerful indictment of the justice system. It exposes the stark disparities between rich and poor, black and white. Dylan uses his platform to shine a light on a grave injustice. He forces listeners to confront the ugly realities of racism in America. Hattie Carroll was a 51-year-old black woman living in Baltimore, Maryland. She worked as a barmaid at the Emerson Hotel, a popular establishment. Carroll was known for her strong work ethic and her kind demeanor. She was a beloved mother of 10 children. On February 9, 1963, Carroll's life was tragically cut short. William Zantzinger, a 24-year-old white man, was attending a society event at the Emerson Hotel. Intoxicated and enraged, Zantzinger struck Carroll with his cane. She collapsed and died later that night. Carroll's death sent shockwaves through Baltimore and beyond. It became a symbol of the racial hatred and violence that permeated American society. The case drew national attention and sparked outrage. Many saw it as a clear case of racial injustice. Section 4: America in the 1960s, a time of upheaval. The 1960s was a turbulent decade in American history. The civil rights movement was gaining momentum. Activists across the country were fighting for racial equality. They faced fierce resistance from segregationists and white supremacists. The nation was also deeply divided over the Vietnam War. Protests against the war were growing. Young people in particular were disillusioned with the government and its policies. In this context of social and political upheaval, Bob Dylan's music struck a chord. His songs gave voice to the anger and frustration felt by many Americans. They called for change and challenged the status quo. Section 5: Dylan's indictment. Lyrics that burn with anger and sorrow. Dylan's lyrics in The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll are filled with anger and sorrow. He describes William Zantzinger as a privileged and arrogant man. He contrasts Zantzinger's wealth and status with Carroll's poverty and humility. Dylan sings of the court case and Zantzinger's lenient sentence. Zantzinger was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 6 months in jail. Many felt the punishment did not fit the crime. Dylan's lyrics express this outrage. He mourns the loss of Hattie Carroll and condemns the racism that led to her death. The song's final verse is especially poignant. Dylan sings, "But you who philosophize freedom and cover it with a dirty flag, you're gonna find out when you reach the pearly gates that you weren't meant to be judges at all." These words are a powerful indictment of the hypocrisy and injustice of the American justice system. The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll remains a powerful and relevant song today. It reminds us of the ongoing struggle for racial justice in America. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content.